to look at it. There's
I mean, most of that is just going to be you running from things betwixt.
yeah, I did note last time that it would be nice to have someone on the horn,
Oh,
just because there's a lot of downtime of me getting back to
all
where I
right.
died. But now I've got to think about where I even want to go. 'Cause
Hmm.
my goal last time was to get the spear.
Well, now you have.
Now I
Congrats.
have. Oh right, I was gonna find a way to turn motion blur off.
I love motion blur in the Souls games.
I do not.
It looks so good.
It looks like It looks like in A New Hope when they figured out they put Vaseline on the film to make it look like the speeder was flying.
Yep.
It looks exactly like that. Actually, it says anti-aliasing should be off, or not anti-aliasing, but it says motion blur should be off. But this dumb weapon still greases up my screen.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna put your stream on the other monitor here. I mean, if right, Dead Cells eats my mouse. I
You have
forgot.
no mouse. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
Burned Head and Squirrel Token.
No mouse.
Got Kaz with us today.
Yep. Mostly, I'm mostly here. Um. Oh man, I'm getting an advert for the PSVR,
Mmm.
which Rosella recently discovered Skyrim VR,
Yes.
which that shit is funky.
Yes, that's what happens when you take a game not designed for VR and make
Yeah,
it VR.
I wish I could say that that's the long and the short of it, but it gets weirder. Like the control scheme itself would be one thing. They give you two different modes of doing it, and like whichever one floats your boat, you can figure out. But we learned that one of the control schemes like had the ability to crouch, and the other basically did not. So woe betide you if you actually want to do any kind of sneak attacks
Oh,
and
jeez.
like one of the control modes. You're also very tall.
Is you are very tall.
Like other people that you meet in the game, they're quite short. Uh, they cannot hold a candle to your tallness, and so you kind of have to crouch to be able to like see people at a level.
That's very odd. Because, like, there is a way in the engine to very easily change how tall things are. I know because I've used the set scale command a million billion times as a goof.
Well, I guess they decided that it was like true to life or whatever, just to have everyone be short.
I guess I'm just gonna have this greasy spear.
Yeah, motion blur. Love it.
Uh,
God, I need a new shield. This is. I didn't even realize how much I parried until they gave me something that didn't.
um,
Yep.
going to put on some armor because now I'm over. I might since I'm over the good roll break point. I might as well even just be slightly armored. I guess I'm going this way.
It's a good way. It's decent.
Masters, I'll finish yesterday's stream. You should. I hope you didn't watch all of it because there was a lot of. I died a bunch.
Well, it's okay. You have me here now. I mean, that makes you invincible.
Yeah,
How could any foe stand up to our combined might?
which is very true. I would believe that if we were playing Stellaris, but
Well,
although
yeah, maybe we should be doing that. Shit.
we could do that at some point.
That'd be nice. That would be nice. I remember that we had a. Well, okay, I might want to start over because you were definitely holding my hand and helping
Mm.
supplement the tutorial in our last playthrough, which I do
Plus,
thank you for, but I know a lot more now.
you
So,
plus now you you can be a machine empire if you want.
oh shit, I didn't realize.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to the character creator, empire creator, since getting the update.
I'm gonna use these scrubby guys to learn how to use Santir Spear, because it's got a truly unique moveset. It is half spear, half twin blade.
Oh my god. That looks like some Power Rangers pugil stick stuff. Like you're breaking you're breaking out the old puffed up Q-tip on American Gladiators.
I knew that was Broken Straight Sword. So this was actually a fairly popular PvP weapon for a while. Oh no! Taking damage. Yeah, there's 2 Broken Straight Swords here. Right. Yeah, all of last stream was just the path to the Santir Spear. I lost something like 16 grand of Nashka's souls because of a rat that I could not hit that instantly would send me into toxic. Okay. Is this thing much curved sword? What's its running attack? It's got a... No, it's got a great hammer running attack. Whoa.
Quite the weapon chimera you have there.
Yeah, I guess that's what power you get when you stab someone's head off. That's a statue.
Man, that dude really had to go, didn't he? Like, people are so mad at you that they stab your head off.
Oh, it's a spear, but it's not a real spear. Because I can't do the shield poke.
Huh.
How very odd. So there's a reason I'm coming back here. I guess in the abstract I do need to... One way to get to the Bastille is to come here. But there's a not very hard to get Estus Shard Flask around here. And if I'm going to be having Estus at all, I might as well invest in it a little bit. I could also die in the chumpiest way possible. Okay.
Oh, man. Well, it wouldn't really be a Souls game unless the basic enemy could damage and defeat you, right? Like...
Yeah, it's true enough. Or that you could be... If Hubris were not given a physical form, it would not be a Souls game. So we're back here to the things betwixt. So Kaz is playing Dead Cells.
I am. I'm trying to explore the new content in it, but it's difficult. Because, one, they reworked a bunch of the areas, so I no longer know how to get to places. And the only way this game teaches you anything is by killing you in a way that you have not been killed before. And so it takes a long time to get like the right directions going. I haven't even I think they removed some biomes in addition to adding some.
You know, that's actually something weird. Our 2 game modes have in common, is that when you die in Dead Cells, you go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah. This...
More in common than we... Yeah.
Our 2 game modes, he says.
Well, hey, we're playing 2 different games in a similar mode. The mode where you learn things by dying and go all the way back to the start. Only my man has a very pink mustache. And a face like a freight train.
It's still not giving me the bonus damage. That is a pity.
But I want to go get this, the Estus Flash Shard, because I also think there's other treasures in the place. If I go talk to the cartographer, he will have stuff for me.
Yeesh. Ugh. Every boss has way too much health in this game. Oh, also you can never heal. Like, the boss pressures you too much, you just can't. So. Also, there are only 2 bosses because this game is incomplete.
I guess if you were playing Dead Cells to the point where you got frustrated with many of its things, you could just go play Salt and Sanctuary again.
I could. I was thinking about that earlier today. I don't know if I could stop myself from doing super jumps, though.
Yeah, that's...
So,
It's like trying to go back to Dark Souls and not using just casual item dupe. It's like, I have one
Yeah.
Homeward Bone, why don't I just have all of them?
Right. I mean, there is somewhat of a difference between that, where, like, you know, you can purchase Homeward Bones, they are a thing.
Yeah.
But, like, super jumps is like, you could not make that jump. It changes the routes that are available to you.
Well, because it gives you, like, debug weapons.
Yeah, I never learned how to get to that. I should teach myself how to go get the debug weapons.
It's like a ladder jump off one of the
It's one of the
beginning
first
ladders,
ones, yeah.
Playing this game, I don't hate this game. I've eventually come to that position. Playing this game makes me extremely appreciate Dark Souls 3. This Dark Souls 3 is really good. Have you played any more Dark Souls 3 since last we thought about it?
Well, I got myself to the Ring City? Ash something?
Yeah,
Ashland? Ashlanto? Yeah, and I just sort of dipped my toe in, not getting very far, and I saw you were in it. And I saw what the angel monsters were, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm not doing that shit.
Nope, the angel monsters are very, very mean.
That is some, like, you must already know the way to go or you are ruined. Right? Like, let's be real.
Yeah. Or at least you must immediately be able to assess where is and where is not safe.
Yeah.
It's a lot like, the lantern areas you were just talking about.
Yep. It's like, oops, hope you've memorized this map. Oh, it's randomly generated? Oh, how nice for you. How have I not been in any of these doors yet? I swear to... Okay, I just didn't walk into any of the doors. This plane didn't.
Not doors for you.
Nope.
So I think I want to falling off here. Most of these items are useless.
Man, I need a crowd control device. I don't have one right now. Even the humble freeze grenade would be a welcome sight.
Chill out.
How the fuck are you supposed to get that? Bullshit. Ugh. I'm having quite a time of things.
I should watch Batman and Robin again. Because I don't watch good movies anymore. I just watch very, very bad ones. So I contemplated watching Paul Blart Mall Cop. Not once. I did do it once. But I contemplated doing it twice.
Damn it. I knew after defeating, like, a ton of tiny enemies I would get a cursed chest. Sigh. Okay, I'll take the curse anyway.
The curse.
Crap. Curses are great.
Yeah, curses I like. That's a good game mechanic. I mean, of course, I have to like curses.
Right. How hollowed out are you?
Not extremely. I've
That's
been
good.
using. I've gotten fully hollowed, but I just spent the effigy to undo it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Batman Forever isn't the worst movie, but I want Batman and Robin, which has it's a theatrically released serious film. Well, not serious, but expensive movie, which features a scene where Robin is meant to look like he's coming up and out of the water and back into the water by just him like diving up from the water, and then they take that same footage, just played it in reverse, and they're supposed to tell your human eyes that that is not reverse photography. Hello, drum can.
Wow. How do I grump this guy? Nope, I don't. His thing reached me. Arse, I should not have taken the curse.
Maybe that's the problem with the curse, is that the curse is perfect, but the temptation is too good.
Yeah, no, the curse. The curse is fine. The areas that you get into determine how bad the curse is. Like the rules are always the same: kill 10 enemies, but not all areas have like lots of little enemies that you can safely kill.
Like, if you've got those guys that when you kill the wimpy guys, that when you kill the worm pops out of them, and then you kill the worm, like...
Yeah, no, that's like perfect.
Yeah.
That is like free curse territory. But yeah. Also, I've started out with broadsword, so I think I am going to lose.
Now, when you say broadsword, do you mean a sword that is broad, or a
Well,
fashion of basket-hilted sword popular in the...
The item is literally called broadsword, so I don't know what to tell you. It looks more like a plank of metal, more akin to something like Cloud wields.
Broadsword is one of those funny terms that the way we use it means absolutely nothing alike what the word means.
Really?
A broadsword is...
Tell me about swords, Gnome Bitten.
A sword, most broadswords are... I'm being menaced by men with long swords. Most broadswords are basket-hilted, one-handed swords. Sort of predecessors to the modern, to the rapier.
Modern.
Well, I think rapiers were still used in the early modern period, so I'm going to give myself that one.
Well, okay. Yeah, there were definitely some industrial age swords kicking around, if I'm being honest. Mostly cavalry sabers, I think.
But, how's Blue Wooden Shield compare to my shield? Worse in every way. Got it. Well, who else's message would you want to read, Burned Head, other than your own? This is a cursed chest. By that I mean trapped, because curse and trap are the same thing.
Man, how great would an actual, like, Dark Souls curse chest be? Like, it just releases a bunch of the basilisk gas. You're like, oh, wait. Oh, wait, I forgot that there were actual trapped chests in Dark Souls 2.
Yep, this one had poison in it. The poison one, Zweihanders. Well, Zweihanders were middle to late, high Renaissance infantry weapons used mostly by the German Landsknecht people, which were world-famous mercenaries. They mostly used them for batting away pikemen. Many of them were flamberges. And by that I mean flammered, because flamberge is another anachronistic term. There are so many words for flamberge other than the word itself that people actually used. which is why in my bot there's about 6 different kinds. We have Flamberge, and you have Flammered, and you have Flambered, and you have Flammenschwert, and
Ooh.
I think there's a few more. Do I
I
care
thought
about...
you had flame bladed too.
Flame Bladed might be one. Or that might be a prefix. Should I care about Pate? I don't think so.
Oh, the self-impaling man.
Yeah. Drum can't
Phineas
tell me...
Gage.
Phineas Gage. If Drum can't tell me how my German pronunciation's been, I think I'm saying most of it okay.
Well, your English has been spot on.
That I know is false. So, like, don't piss on my leg and tell me my English is good.
Well, you know what? I haven't pissed on your leg.
Yeah, nobody in
Oh
video
shit! I should have kept a magnetic grenade. What am I thinking?
Nobody in video games uses long swords right. I've never seen anyone in a video game half-hand a sword. Which is where you hold the sword by the hilt and also by the middle of the sword.
Half hand, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Heard of 1.5 handed, but
That refers to the length of the hilt.
oh.
The half hand is just a kind of grip.
That sounds really painful.
Well, a lot of them weren't that sharp, and you were usually wearing gauntlets or something.
Oh my god! Got to a time door with 2 seconds on the clock. What the hell? Pick up the
Dogs.
pace. I've also definitely been 2 seconds late. That feels horrible.
Goddamn dogs! I would listen to you saying German sword words on the stream for any length of time.
Maybe that can be your new username. German sword words.
German sword words.
Like, really?
Or maybe
That
I'll
was
just...
close to what you wanted to be in the first place, right?
Yeah, kinda. I wanted to rebrand to Mordhau at some point.
Still have to make that anime. That's Initial D, but for German longsword fencing.
That's one of our better ideas.
It's all in the back pocket. Don't worry about that.
That's a pending trademark. Everyone listening?
Deep in the back pocket. Oh, I gambled all of my riches away.
Hey, that's good, right?
That's fantastic.
Always feel good after doing that in Diablo. I have no idea what this key is for. Holy crap.
I mean, it's more frequent in this game that I die with a whole bunch of money in my pocket. It's like, well, couldn't spend it on anything, so what can you do?
It's everyone's favorite, Lucatiel.
Character's so good she made it into another game. Well,
Her hat
armor
did.
anyway. Yeah.
The only reason I really like her is her excellent hat that looks really good with the Black Knight armor in Dark Souls 3.
It looks good with anything it goes with. Like any... just put on the damn hat.
Okay, I do not have a Stinky Branch, so I cannot fight the Ruined Sentinels. That might be my goal. I might have to jimmy up the souls to buy a Stinky Branch from Militia. Or I could go after the Rotten. Because there's one in there too.
I could never keep track of where I had found sticky branches or statues. And even worse, I don't know which statues are good to de-do.
I know the ones you should. Oh, come on. That didn't break this barrel?
Barrel.
It's a barrel. Barrel. I know there's still one in the Lion Man area that um, it unlocks with a stinky branch, and you get an armor set and another stinky branch. And
Oh shit!
yeah, and used to you could just make a jump to get into that area without spending one. I also need to find a raw stone. Yes, if I make my weapon.
Yeah!
Yeah, I'm going to be using a raw weapon
Excellent.
because Santir Spear does not have scaling. Do I have a flame butterfly?
Oh right, the whole torch thing.
I don't have a flame butterfly.
How did I forget about the torch thing?
Probably because they're useless. Torches are more useful in Dark Souls 3 than they are in this game.
I think it was actually because I played so much Bloodborne. And so my mental space for torches in these games and how they work is taken up by that.
Ah.
Which, I mean, dreadfully, the torch was a legitimate option for dealing damage to your opponents in that game. Especially certain opponents.
God knows the enemies could use them effectively. Away! Away!
Yeah, and they would like back up while they were doing that, so you couldn't even hit them.
And then you would die because they did so much damage. Okay, reinforce. I do not have Twinkling Titanite. I do not have a raw stone. I think I know where to get one, though. Yeah, I've been to the Doors of Pharos already, Battle Cattle. Went there at the end of last stream. Died a whole bunch to a rat that made me toxic. It's locked. I don't know what key opens the store, and I never will. So if I can't do anything here, I think I have to go back and just, like... I don't know. I think I have to go to the Rotten. No, the rat made me sing Toxic by Britney Spears, which is the best Britney Spears song. I think I can say that pretty safely. Would you agree?
I don't really know how to evaluate all that.
Oh, come on, Geets. Britney's cool. She let her son dress up as Frieza for Halloween and then posted pictures of him. And it was great. He was doing a jump kick. Do you have anything to trade with the crows? I think silky and smooth stones can become Twinkling Titanite. I would raise my child to be Frieza if I thought that it would lead to the destruction of the Saiyan homeworld.
Saiyans are a menace. It must be dealt with.
Okay, so I guess I'm going down the hole. The horrible, horrible hole. Before I do that,
How horrible could it possibly be?
Well, it's got Blight Town at the bottom of it.
You're right. You're right. Honestly, I don't remember Blighttown being all that bad.
It works a lot like the Tomb of the Giants in that if you know where you're going, it takes almost no time to go through.
Yeah. Just from my own experience, I'm like, well, it was bad, but it was no wharf.
And
again, my experience with the wharf was uniquely horrible. Maybe not that uniquely horrible.
Do I, like, want anything from the hag? I bought a whole bunch of life gems. Probably just want some levels.
Gonna have a hard time buying that from the hag, I think.
Yeah, she can't really do that.
The other hag, though.
That would be a mean thing to call the Emerald Herald, except she's an unrepentant liar and completely unhelpful in every regard, so... Personality-wise. Okay, so 99 agility is about where I want to stop, I think. Which means I need a few more levels in adaptability. I could also go to the Huntsman's Copse and, like, go to Earthen Peak. That sounds very bad. I have a pine resin. If I'm going to kill the rotten, I probably want to use it. Every stat in this game raises your health. So, technically they all do something normal or okay. Oh, wow. If you look at my stream, you will see something interesting.
I'm looking. What? You're alive.
Yeah, but I went to exactly one, I think.
Wow. Good work, I guess.
There's a Ferris lockstone.
Good thing you put those levels into adaptability, giving you slightly more health.
And giving me, also giving me better fall damage stuff. Oh, I died.
Although, wait, that doesn't actually work, does it?
Well, adaptability does.
Right? No, I mean the fall damage thing.
I don't know. I should be new to doing this, though.
That should be a percentage. So having more health shouldn't actually help. I think. I don't know.
I don't actually know either, but I should be nude, and I should not be wearing any rings except for the life ring or the ring of binding and the silver cat ring. Agility does reduce fall damage, though. What, you don't like my character's look? I think he's beautiful. Except for his exposed elbow bone.
Well, it's always in the last place you look. Pretty sure that's what they say about beauty.
Certainly.
Did you check under the couch between the cushions?
My monocle tattoo doesn't exist when I'm a fleshy green zombie, and that's a sad thing.
You have a monocle tattoo?
Oh no, it's just a big green circle over one of my eyeballs.
Well, quite dignified.
I think that blood stain is not worth recovering.
What do we got in it?
I don't know. All the same.
Well, when can we get the cat ring?
I've already gotten it, but
Oh, okay.
it was one of my first major expenditures was buying the cat ring.
Nice.
I landed on the thing that's supposed to break your fall for you, and it shattered and did not break my fall. So I broke my fall.
Everyone has such terrible shins in Dark Souls 2.
Granted, we are falling like 30 feet or something, but I'm a video game character that can do magic. I can crush rocks with my bare hands that give me magic health juice.
Yep.
I have a health bar.
You're also a zombie.
Yeah.
You're big and strong and green.
That is one thing that makes video game characters the most different from humans, is they have health bars. Human resiliency is much more nuanced and arbitrary.
Closer to a snake eater. We are all Solid Snake.
Kind of. Solid Snake still had a health bar, though.
It's true.
Do I fall here, or do I fall... Because I can just do this. And that gets me here. And then I can, like, jump.
Why did they give this dude 10,000 health? That's too much.
I know if you fall on this beam correctly... Yeah, the beam is there. It's supposed to do that, only I didn't land on it squarely, so it just kind of crumbled under my existence. So there is a crystal gecko here, and I do want to kill it in case it drops twinklers, because I need those.
That's for Santiers?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should lean into the American Gladiator thing.
I named this, it's... What did I name my character? Smoky Shovel. Because I wanted to be Smokey the Fire Safety Bear, because I never use campfires, but...
Aha, I see.
So I'm
it's
just
thematic.
So I'm just Smoky Shovel. Okay, I can't upgrade my flask's toughness, only its amount. So there's no reason to go get the bone ash over there, because you have to sit at a bonfire to use it.
I see. Help! This jaunty sea captain is menacing me. Wait, can I turn him into an elite? Oh shit, I can.
Oh, excellent. Use the Pokeball, Kaz.
That would have been an excellent idea if he did not have the backup that he has.
I see.
So I am going to try plunging attack.
I love plunging attacks.
God. It's worse than I thought.
There's a chest down here with a token of spite in it. Dark Souls 2 monsters feel kind of generic. A lot of them are. We've been fighting a lot of the Sweatermen up till now.
Oh my god. The system is even fucking worse than okay. Oh, I am dying over here. You can't just turn it into an elite and kill it. You also have to pick up the blueprint extractor and use this on a monster transformed by the Hunter's Grenade with less than 40% health remaining. Why did? Why did?
They have to make it as complicated as possible. So let's see if I can make it through a dark, poisonous hellhole without seeing where I am or where I'm going.
I guess I have a new goal. You know, I took my death, and now the next time I'll. Why does it have to be so fucking ultimate? Why can't you let me redo things, stupid game, without starting completely over?
That
God,
is
this game is horrible.
one of the most recent changes to Ancient Domains of Mystery. Was they allowed the ability to play a softcore character to this nearly 30-year-old roguelike.
That's wild.
If you want to, you can... Oh, God. Okay. You can't just, go through fog doors. You can get hit by monsters who have fart attacks.
I remember many times defeating a boss and then, like, the guy is waiting on the outside of the arena for me to be done with the boss. We're like, oh yeah, alright, he's finished, let's get him. Ooh, this is gonna be nice.
This part of the game is just shirtless green men poking sticks at each other. I have to find a good ladder to go down.
Oh, the game took pity on me and gave me a rare blueprint anyway. Well, thanks game, but I don't need your fucking pity.
Too bad, you're getting the pity.
This little pity is going to market.
Certain men get mad and explode. Okay, how do I kick? Okay, that's... No, don't... No, 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 no! Okay. There's a pot down here with a million life gems in it. I want them. Yes. Okay. Now I can actually go and face the Rotten, if I can get there without dying. Shrek? I love Shrek. I've only ever seen Shrek and Shrek the Third, but I have seen Shrek the Third 5 times in a row. Okay, can I actually make it to... as an area? This place looks really cool, but it's kind of awful to play. And I need to remember the good place to drop off. Or I could just try gunning it. Okay, made it to the Rotten.
Excellent.
And now I need to heal. Do an attack. So I can grease up my my thinger, my spear. Okay. I don't have a lot of health, I've discovered.
Wheel, what's your soul memory like? Maybe we could set up a team battle.
Okay. I think I'm going to be okay.
Okay.
Just my health is low, but my damage seems okay. Oh. The most ignominious death. I just walked backward trying to heal into a fire and died.
Yes.
Now we're back here, everybody.
Well, welcome back. So glad you could join us.
And this time we'll see how the fight goes when I don't have lightning resin, because I only had one of those. I could go buy more, but I would need to grind to do so.
Well, I imagine it's going to be you hitting him more times in order to defeat him.
Yes, it's hard to see, hard to tell how many more times. I guess because I have a fragrant branch of yore, I could go to the ruined sentinels, and doing that would allow me to get more twinkling titanite. And doing that would make my weapon stronger.
Stronger weapon is more damage on this dude.
Mm-hmm. Or I could go to... If I go to Huntsman's Copse, I can get to the Earthen Peak, which has a raw stone in it, I remember. The Rotten is like halfway between a Flan and a Marlboro. Nope. Death. Fell in the wrong part of the hole and died. Yeah, let's explore what other places I could go, since now I don't have a bloodstain. Now I can just go over wherever I want. Because I could go to... Let's go to the... If I go to the Huntsman's Copse, would that get me any Twinkling Titanite? I don't know. I can't think of any crystal goblins that are there, so I'm going to go to fight the Ruined Sentinels instead. Because that fight seems really hard, but I know what I'm doing about it. Oh, but that area is gonna suck. Ooh, the Rotten has a crunchy caramel shell because he hangs around fire. Kind of like a turtle shell type, like on ice cream, you know, when they put the chocolate on it. Only it's Legion. It's a Legion that does that.
Well, continuing the whole ice cream thing, do you suppose the little statues that he makes are like little crunchies that go in the ice cream?
Ooh, little sprinkles.
Yeah, just as bad for you, it turns out.
Are sprinkles actually poison? I have no idea of their toxicity.
Yeah, I doubt it. I don't think they are.
I know people in Australia eat them on toast.
No.
No, no, they do.
How dreadful. Man, I need to teach myself how to fight this new adversary I'm facing. The man with the two swords.
The two swords. Well, obviously the answer is to bring three swords. Are people in the Netherlands also eat sprinkles on toast? Well, no wonder. It must be something common among criminals. This is, of course, a joke. I've never known a Dutch person, but I have known many Australians. And most of them are alright. Well, this is a pickle I've obtained.
You're the only pickle around here. Wait, I'm leaving power on the table.
Also, Quark, you don't get to say that, because you live in Florida. And I don't get to say it either, because I'm from Florida. It's America's armpit. So there's actually a reason that whenever you hear about, like, a joke headline from Florida, it seems like there's a lot of them from Florida. It's because most states have laws protecting the identity of people that are going through court processes, at least for a little while. But Florida doesn't. They can just talk about people who were caught, like, with their body parts stuck in a mailbox.
Rest in peace, Florida man.
You'll be missed. I never turned in my Estus Shard flask that I obtained. No! Stop it. Be nice. I hate you. I hate you, Royal Swordsman.
Man, I'm back to the part of Dead Cells where I can't make progress in the new area because it is too bullshit.
Can you go to another area until you become stronger?
Now I have two different ones to go to, and they're both bullshit.
Well, you'll just have to do better.
Well, what I'll have to do is find one of the little necklaces that turns you invisible after 3 seconds, so I can go wherever I want. That's how I have survived up to now.
I forgot to rate that message somebody had strategically placed in order to make it difficult to ride the bird nest.
I should not still be struggling to defeat enemies quickly when I have put every single point into brutality that I possibly could. Like, I should have enough damage at that. Finally, we have a starting weapon that's worth a damn. So, yes, it does annoy me more than a little when I get into this situation where there's like 3 guys and I just take a bunch of hits and my health disappears and I can't do enough damage to kill them. It shouldn't come to that, but it always does. Of course, they claim to have changed the game's balance so that you can now do things other than pump brutality. But also it's new. It used to be called strength, now it's brutality.
Well, they wanted it to be brutal.
I don't know why they changed it. Tactics is still tactics. Health is survival.
Up, you can do it. Okay. Florida is mostly marsh. The old Everglades. People like the beaches, but most beaches that people like nowadays are more man-made than natural.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're eroding constantly. They're actually running out of sand that is suitable for the lengthening of beaches. Because it has to be the right density.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Why? Why? How is there not enough sand in the world? We need more.
We need more sand.
No.
As a personal spite to you. What if I was a superhero and made a discovery that was beautiful after so many years of being menaced by this goddamn room?
What have you discovered?
I lured all the royal swordsmen outside and ran away from them. And then I ran back inside and closed the door. So there's about 10 royal swordsmen on the other side of this door that they cannot open with their human hands. I knew that was going to happen. Going this way is a super huge trap, and I should not fall for it. And I should close this door too. You know, just a polite thing to do.
The true tech is politeness. I have to think on that one.
Closing a door. Don't just leave the door open. Not Mad Max where the world needs sand instead of oil. Now what it probably means is that they'll try to find a way to mine quartz that can be ground into sand with a suitable texture and density. Then we'll just have a new thing to strip mine. And it's sand.
Slave away in the sand mines.
Now I wonder, can I get summoned for this, or am I way too high level? I would kind of like my humanness back. But yeah, the thing with sand is, they dredge it. They dredge it up out from sandbars, and then you put it on the beach. And because of erosion, the thing that made the sand in the first place, the sea carries the sand back out into the ocean. Where instead of forming deposits, it just kind of gets spread everywhere because it's so thin. So it just kind of goes from deposits that formed naturally over thousands of years into everywhere. And they will run out at some point.
Really what we need is synthetic sand that you it. Okay, so to describe my idea here, you have to understand that I went to a modern, like just the playground park, and they had fake mulch. The entire ground of the place was this chewed up tires that had been patterned to look like mulch.
Yep, recycling.
Right, and it never went anywhere, right? It was just It's like one big tire that was on the place. I think if we did the same thing for beaches, then we would have solved it. That stuff will not wash out into the ocean. It won't.
No,
It's a tire.
we just have to use iron sand. Like, sure, it'll make our beaches black, but that's good. Black beaches are cool. Also, you can hold the sand in place with giant magnets, and then it won't go into the ocean.
I'm pretty sure there's a downside to this that we're not thinking of right this second.
I mean, if I can't think of it right this second, obviously it doesn't exist.
I've heard that one before.
I've been summoned by a very old and ancient foe of mine. I've been summoned by a character named Sticky Keys.
Oh no. The old opponent.
It's like, opponent 1, Windows key. Opponent 2, Sticky Keys. Things that cause Diablo 2 character deaths.
Yeah, Diablo would have been a distant millionth in that game.
Oh no, the person who summoned me is dumb.
But no! Why do you say that?
They're taking hits that they should not.
Oh, well, you never know. Could be lag. Could be...
Lag for the host?
Sure. Okay, look, I don't have all the answers. Or even any answers. I have no answers. I found that putting all my words into writing has taken them out of other places.
Ah, I know that feeling.
So now that I'm finally writing again, and man,
Like, I wrote most of a book, and then I didn't have anything to say for ever.
yeah, you just sort of like, you sit and you're content and be like, oh, well, you know, I did it. I got all the words out. It is hard to make the word go.
Oh, Sticky Keys died.
Thank God.
No, that's bad. I was wanting them to win.
Why is that?
They were
Why is that?
they were the person who summoned me.
I grant you, but they're sticky keys. They deserve the
True.
worst that they get.
You deserve it. Like, I'm sure there's some people who benefit from that particular accessibility program, but
Oh, absolutely. But the means by which
the
you turn on
application of
sticky
it
keys,
is very dumb.
that is the real problem. I would gladly join Satan if it meant we could together defeat sticky keys.
Okay, I'm just gonna fight the boss.
Ah, good old balanced blade. How I missed you.
I actually hope the Ruined Sentinel does not fall off. Very good. It's
Right.
good to kill the first one up here on the platform.
Honestly, that makes this fight doable. Right? You don't have to fight all three of them at once.
Up, it fell down. But I could kill the second one quickly.
Dark Souls 2, I think, even more than the others, is a game about dealing damage.
Think about
I never really got good at parrying.
It's impossible in this game. I can parry some enemies rather well in Dark Souls 3.
Well, I mean, there's the Pursuer.
Yeah, there's the Pursuer who I am good at parrying. crap. Do an attack so I can heal.
That is some discipline that it took me forever to learn in Bloodborne.
Mm.
Almost every boss has a heal punish that it does. And so when you get to a place where your numbers are basically controlled such that you can't just have more damage or more health or whatever, you really have to learn this. And so you wait until they do something, get out of the way and heal while the animation is still going on so that they can't pivot into doing their punish.
Okay. With this one Sentinel left, the fight is basically over. Man, the music mixing is way worse in this game. Because the music doesn't sound like it's playing in the game. It sounds like I'm also listening to the music on YouTube while the game is going.
I really think that game audio should be diegetic if possible.
Oh, definitely.
Like, ambient music being caused by people playing music in the world, or your character having headphones in, or something like that. Which, again, is, I guess, another point for Metal Gear Solid 3. What the heck? What is wrong with me?
Yeah,
Although, wait, no, that was 4.
That was 4, and also the other one...
Peace Walker?
Peace Walker had that.
Yeah.
You had a very early Walkman.
Early.
Yes, very, very early Walkman. And by that I mean, it was the earliest Walkman they had, and it was still 10 years too early.
Right. You're not...
Yeah,
I heard the word early in the speedrunning sense, as in, I have access to this area earlier than the game's sequence intends. Which I guess that's part of what we were talking about, just, yeah.
Yeah, there's not a... Whenever you see a message like this that says hidden path ahead, and you can't, that's not real. There's something that keeps you from putting messages where there actually are. I think there might be one more, though. Dark Souls, but the entire game is an escort mission to your orchestral entourage.
I think that would work in levels that are laid out like not the Bastille, what am I thinking of? Tower of Latria?
That was definitely... That might be the Souls level with the best sound design. Just in general. And by that I mean, I hope you like a man screaming, because you're going to hear that a lot. The guy screams a whole lot.
He's upset. We've all had days like that.
Definitely have had days like that. There's an exploding man in this one. And he will blow up the treasure if you let him. Which is just a rogue water, so who cares?
Oh my god, I forgot about the exploding men. Now that is some triumph of sound design. Because that clink, that will put the fear in you.
I remember, that's one of my most clear memories of you playing this game, was you loved the exploding men at first, until you realized they could explode multiple times.
There's different men.
They both make the rattly chain noises, though.
Yeah, they do.
How do I get...
They still have that property.
They don't make they just produce the explosion.
Yeah, there are some of them who are consumed when they explode, and some who are not. They're just sort of, I can explode. No big deal.
That's something that I've been talking about with Jins, about Nuzlocke runs, is should explosion count? When you fight Graveler...
Like when you use explosion,
No,
or when a
w- when
wild Pokemon uses it on you?
yeah, like you are in Victory Road, you encounter Graveler, or
Hmm.
you encounter a trainer who has Graveler. Let's say that
Sure.
you hit it with a move. It goes to 1 HP because it has Sturdy, and then it uses Explosion, which has effectively 500 power because it halves your defense before it hits you.
I see.
So, oh, the Peruser's down here. Oh man, I definitely want to go down here. Peruser. I don't want Target Shield. I just want Crimson Parma. Yeah, Explosion doesn't have defense anymore, but that's very recent. That was an innovation of Generation 6.
Really?
Yes. You can thank
That is some
Pokemon
shit.
XY for that.
Thanks, Pokemon X and Y. What the hell?
Like, you might have had the experience share, which was your problem, but you didn't have Explosion do really dumb things.
Sturdy is the absolute worst ability to have on any wild Pokemon.
I died to the Peruser because I got touched once.
I totally understand that. Like, Mold Breaker is not pervasive enough in the game for that to be a real thing. Like, throw us a bone.
The creators of Sturdy did not, and Explosion and Memento were not considering people playing the game in weird ways.
That's true enough.
Like, I'm playing Pokemon Black that way now, and my Lampent was like, Lampent wants to learn Memento. I thought, you know, there might come a time.
Do you really, buddy?
I mean, there might come a time when the Queen's Sacrifice happens, and it's like, well, you're going to die, Lampent. But before you do, you can use Memento.
My God. Something to remember him by.
I am training up a Pokemon that if I find a toxic TM, would be one that you might like. I don't even know what the kind of Pokemon. It's the one that evolves from Yamask, the big casket one.
Cough-Egregious?
Cough-Egregious, yes.
I love me some Cough-Egregious. That much is true.
Because I want to put toxic on that thing, and substitute if I can find it, and just be like, this creature has no attacking moves. It just has substitute and toxic and power split.
Yes. And see, that makes me want to play Uranium again.
Oh, because they had the dumbest Pokemon of that variety ever imagined? Yes.
They had an ability called Rebuild that if you did not take damage... I'm sorry, if your opponent did not deal damage to you in the round, you would heal for, I think 1/8?
It was either 1/8 or 1/16.
Yeah, I think it was more substantial than 1/16.
How much?
It felt like a lot.
How much does Leftovers do?
Leftovers does 1/16.
Yeah, it was.
And it was better than Lefties.
Then it was definitely 1/8. Then.
But yeah. So that ability was ridiculous. And I loved it. And it was on this very dumb looking monster who was just a stone gargoyle, more or less. And I got him from a trader, so I couldn't even name him. He was Gargo. Oh, so the crucial distinction there is the fact that I could use Substitute in a round, and
it would not count as taking hits.
Yeah, that did not count as taking damage, which is so dumb. Big discount on my sub. Sure. God, that was excellent.
I usually don't play a lot of stall type Pokemon, so that's why I was thinking about it.
Well, I mean, really, you shouldn't want to ever play a stall type Pokemon if you're just sort of playing and nutting around with rogue trainers and all that.
Why not though?
Well, because it will cost you your entire life.
It'll make my videos longer, more content.
Ah, yes, and then the YouTube algorithm will prefer those videos to others. Is that the plan?
I have no idea.
Well, I think that is the plan. I don't really want it to be the plan. All right, round 2. We will use Toxic one more time. Now we will stall for 17 additional rounds.
Like, I wonder if I could put rest on them. I don't know. All I know is it's really hard to get a good water type. I was disappointed
In which XY?
in black-white. My choices for water type Pokemon have been slim, and I was kind of disappointed with my choice of starter because my Snivy has not evolved to be an extremely effective Pokemon. But because I picked Snivy, I got the horrible ape of the water variety, which I was expecting to dislike. But no, it is my best water Pokemon.
That's kind of funny. I don't remember if... frankly, I don't remember Black and White having literally any problems other than being a Pokemon game. Like, I could have held up some like examples of this is a problem with the game of Pokemon, but given that this is a game of Pokemon and we've accepted this, yeah. I like Black and White quite a bit.
I've been enjoying it a lot.
But yeah, water types.
Well, there's no fishing rod, and there's been no surf routes yet. So the water Pokemon I have access to are Swanna, Simipour, Basculin, and I could have picked the turtle over the Archeops, but I didn't because Archeops is great.
Right. Oh man, Archeops had the what was that ability?
Defeatist.
Acrobatics?
No, yeah, Acrobatics. Yeah, that's just a freaking
Acrobatics
TM.
move. Yeah.
Acrobatics is ridiculous. It's like 110 power.
That move is kind of crazy, and all kinds of Pokemon get it.
Yeah. I taught it
shit.
to my ape. So my ape could defeat flying or grass types. It is Diamond Pearl, where if you do not like Ponyta, you are shit out of luck. Because that's the fire Pokemon you have. It's Ponyta.
Yep, and if you didn't pick the fire starter, that's all you get.
Chimchar, I think.
Yeah, Chimchar.
Which you shouldn't.
Later, Infernape.
Because Empoleon is like a ridiculous Pokemon.
I liked Infernape quite a bit.
I never used Infernape. I picked the worst thing, which was I picked Turtwig, which was a poor decision. Turtwig is a cute Pokemon, not an especially good one. So I do want to kill the Peruser, because he will drop a Twinkling Titanite.
Do we have any lore explanation for who the Pursuer is and where he comes from? I know the lore explanation for the Peruser, of course.
As far as I can tell, the Pursuer is just a guy who hunts down the undead.
Oh man, he should use Lloyd's Talisman. The old undead hunter charm.
I know little else about the Peruser. I stopped trying to wrap my head around the lore of this game, because the lore is poor. It's poor lore.
Honestly,
Oh,
that makes me almost want to learn it more.
because it's the bad
Just
lore.
yeah, because I didn't bother to really when I played the game. I'm like, well, this is all pointless. But then the game just sort of ended, and I didn't realize it. That's that was truly baffling. It's like, oh yes, you were going after this person the whole time. That's why we're here.
Like the Emerald Herald. I would like to like find a complete transcript of everything the Emerald Herald says, and then just go through it piece by piece and see how much of it is a fabrication.
Hmm.
I'm willing to say at least 30% of the things she tells you is either made up or wrong. About all she does tell you that is true is that she can channel souls into levels. I
I
have
mean,
no...
she does do you the solid at one point of giving you the
The feather?
yeah.
Yeah, the feather.
It's like here, this is what you use to level up or whatever.
Use the homeward bone. It works forever. The infinite homeward bone was a good innovation of the game.
I honestly found what was it? Being able to teleport from the get go very frustrating. Like I like these games when they're more about exploration,
Ah,
and having the teleport means it's just not about exploration anymore. You don't have to struggle through figuring out how to get back to places. You could just get back. And so I understand the quality of life improvement of just being able to get to anywhere you have been to before, and how that might speed up the game on the whole. But I love being stuck. I haven't been stuck in a game in a long time. Hmm. Not exactly like no, I love not being able to know how to progress, but rather the feeling you get when you know you're stuck and then you find your way out at last, and
plus,
that's a really precious thing.
plus, being stuck is the game telling you that you're missing something.
Yeah, usually it could also mean that the game is telling you something that is false, or that the lesson deep down is that the game isn't very good.
That's
But
also
that's
true.
a good one to learn.
These are all good things to know. Can I get over there by jumping? I think I can.
Uh-huh.
Video games without failure states or movies? I don't agree. But this
I mean,
is...
you can't interact with movies. Um, heck.
Where'd that guy come from?
Where the key is.
Because a very good video game that has no failure state is Loom. You can't die in Loom. Do I have any throwing knives? Yes. Yeah, I can't die in Monkey Island either. It's a recurring Lucasfilm thing. Because it's what Sierra was really known for killing you, so you're like, what if we don't do that?
I mean, it's a fine approach. Kind of depends on what you're trying to build in your game. And in Monkey Island, it's just a bunch of jokes. And they want this jokey pirate setting, and the meta joke predicated upon the fact that you're playing as the world's worst pirate. He also is at art. Oh boy. I'm gonna go die in a hole if that's okay with it.
Yeah, that seems preferable. I forgot what this glowy was. It was flame butterflies. This could ever be useful. You can die in Nancy Drew. I would trust Kavanaugh on that little factoid.
Oh, I'm furious that these guys have so much health. Holy shit. I'm supposed to want to fight an elite version of this? This is stupid.
Why is this dog not following me?
Okay, found more boys. Let's go back to the light. There should have been one here, but there wasn't. Oops. Wow, they are really dumb as a post when you get right down to it, though. That's working to my advantage.
I should buy more arrows.
Now that is something I absolutely treasured in Dark Souls 2. The ability to try ranged battle. Alright, well, that guy hit me for... Basic-ass enemy that hit me for all of my damage. And the room has 10 of them. Great. Love the new balance, guys. Just eating it up.
Okay, if my arrow touched the dog, surely the dog will come to me to fight.
I'm gonna find something that's like the monster generator of these guys, and I'm gonna do this.
Okay, that dog should be far enough away not to care about me. I do want Poshi equipped, and I want a parry and shield, and I want to be at full health, and I want to take off the Silver Cat ring because it doesn't do anything.
This is terrible. I am hating every minute of this. I got an achievement for dying to the smoke, by the way. I inhaled too much smoke. Oh, well, there's
Smoking
finally
kills.
a light. So I guess we can...
I died to Peruser because he touched me.
He's quite powerful, you see.
I didn't parry in time.
Hmm.
I don't heal fast enough to heal in between his strikes, and I don't do enough damage to kill him before he can hit me. So if I can get hit once, and then afterwards I need to not get hit anymore. I don't know how many perusers are in this game. I know I am going to use whatever soul items I have in order to buy a bunch of arrows. Hell, even probably should upgrade my bow. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 perusers outside of the boss battle / pre-boss battle peruser. Because those two are mutually exclusive.
Right, if you do the pre-boss battle one, then that counts. And...
he just doesn't show up. Leningrad. Sell me some arrows. Sell me 200 arrows.
Oh, help. Oh my god. Yeah, I am not equipped to deal with the new area. This is no good. I feel like I'm not equipped to deal with either of the new areas.
I want... Okay. I can level up adaptability, or I could be leveling up health. What's the next adaptability breakpoint? 92! So I need a few more levels at least.
Ah, no, I am not playing Dark Souls 2 at this moment. I am playing
It's playing
Dead Cells,
Yeah.
which I am told is a video game. Try following me here, jerks. Oh, they can. That's terrible. I might have finally lost my my pursuers.
Hope I don't lose mine. They have stuff I can use. I actually am going to reinforce shortbow.
Excellent. Oh my god. Too many guys. Ooh, shit. Okay. I need one of those. I really need one of those amulets if I'm gonna go there again. I don't know if they exist anymore is the thing. Yeah, I think you really... The early access hurts the shit out of this game, and I feel like... I don't know. I feel like a lot of the changes are not necessarily... So it might actually be worse by the time it comes out, come to think.
And then it might get better afterwards. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I think most of what they're developing is just illustrations for the various monsters that they want to put in. Like, it used to be the case that the Grenadier was just the same as normal skeleton, but they changed him to look different and have little bubbles on him that he tosses at you. And I think that's the kind of thing that they're going for. Like, we're going to see more of that. Like, the Defender right now is also just a basic skeleton, but he's purple and has a shield. So I imagine that what we're going to see is he will turn into a different guy.
Well, those kinds of changes... really, how much of the time, the development time, that takes depends on how many people are actually working on the game. Like,
Yeah.
if it's just a handful of people and everybody does everything, then yeah, that can take up the whole team. But if you have a team, then it's less likely.
The other thing I would worry about is that this game has some wild ideas of what difficulty in video games is or should be, mostly to the tune of the kinds of numbers that are the damage numbers you're capable of dishing out and taking. And up to a certain point, it feels fine, and then you get to like any fourth door, and then it's no good anymore. And you're like, oh, well, I guess I cannot deal damage, and I take all of the damage, and I cannot win. So the game needs a lot of refinement to a system that doesn't have numbers, right? Like, I want the balance to be correct if you just strip all of the upgrades and the damage numbers of the weapons out, or the ways you can modify them, and then balance the combat around being able to deal with enemies still, not just having a better upgraded thing, but being able to approach them in a new way, or being able to deal with multiple enemies at a time because you do have the tools to do that. By and large, I feel I don't. Even when I have a really good setup of items, I'm still like, well, there's a bunch of guys, and I can't deal with them.
When you decide to have RPG elements be an aspect of your game, you're already like removing some of the capability for filing the numbers out. So it's hard to like have that kind of a balance, I think. It's like they want you to incrementally upgrade, but one of the main gimmicks of the game is you incrementally get better by constantly dying, right? Like every little time, you should be making small amounts of progress.
Uh, that might be the idea, but it doesn't exactly happen that way.
Heck,
What it does happen is you collect upgrades. You can find new weapons, and then if you like unlock that weapon, then now that weapon will be available in stores. It can randomly roll in chests. It puts it in the item pool for the game.
mm-hmm.
And in theory, having more options should give you like more power. But in practice, it's more like you need to know ahead of time which are the right things to ever upgrade or ever unlock, because if you unlock things that you would never want to use,
You're diluting the pool.
yeah, you're making your item pool worse. And I honestly, now that I know what I like using, I would probably go back and not unlock a whole lot of things if it were up to me.
That's where, like, a Bloodborne type approach, where you just have fewer total things and have each of them more
Yeah,
unique and realized, comes in.
yeah, that would be great. A lot of things could take some strong lessons from Bloodborne.
Like hats.
Fashion was a pretty big part of Bloodborne.
I don't know what procgen means. People are using words.
Procedurally generated.
Oh, they just don't want to say that then. Okay.
Right.
They want to use a buzzword instead of...
Indeed. Instead of English words. Which, I must insist, you're pronouncing splendidly tonight.
No, the one word that I didn't know if I would be pronouncing right or not was a fake word. And then I got you to say it first, so I would know how to say it.
But what if I were wrong?
Well, then I would also be wrong. But that's the way of the
That's
world.
what friendship is all about.
No, that's one of the truths of the world. Is very, very commonly you get taught things wrong, and there's no way of knowing that until you become confronted with your ignorance. That's real life right there. That's human culture.
That's too huge, mate. That's too real. Let's bring it back to Dark Souls 2 here. I'm not ready to face those truths. But yeah, Dead Cells is bad. Don't buy it. Wait till it comes out, and then watch me play it for a while before deciding if you want to buy it.
See if it has the nugget of being able to be good in it.
God, maybe I should start over.
Can you back up your save file anywhere? Because that would be something
you
I
can
do.
make a new run. You can just make a new one.
That's definitely what I would do then.
I think I can have multiple. Wait, maybe not. Oh shit. Maybe that is the worst idea ever. Then again, I haven't been to the new biomes, so what am I really missing out on? Like, the thing that got me to quit playing Dead Cells a while ago was the fact that I didn't realize quite how incomplete it was. So here's what would happen. I would get to this boss. I think it's called the Watchers. And I would defeat him. And then there's a guy on the other side who's in this... he's on a pier. And he says, ho ho ho, the boat hasn't come in yet. Ho ho ho. And then he murders you. And I thought, okay, well, there are tools in this game. So I understood the setup, or whatever it was. And I decided, okay, it's not enough to just beat the guy. You also have to have a 1-up on for the next part. And so I came back with a 1-up. And beat him, and got to the guy, and the 1-up doesn't work on that. It's a... it's just, that's the end. That's all that existed. But it didn't, they didn't say that. That's what got me. The Forgotten one? They might have changed his name then.
Round 2 against the Peruser. I shouldn't be saying his name as a joke that way to people who might not know who this guy is. He's called the Pursuer, but friend of the show, Tactful Ogre, has appeared dressed as him, named the Peruser many times. So have I, actually, a few times. But I didn't upgrade the Santir Spear while I was in town, and could have. I just didn't, because, you know, why would you, you know?
Why would I?
Yeah, why would you upgrade your only weapon when you could not do that? There is an Estus Flask. I haven't upgraded my Estus Flask either. That's less problematic, though. The Pursuer's shield at least shows up in Dark Souls 3. I would have liked if his sword did as well. His sword is quite good. Maybe what I should just do is leave and level up.
That's an approach. It is a game with numbers. You can tilt the numbers in your favor.
Is there anything to gain by going this way? I don't know. They should patch the Pursuer into dead cells. Yes.
They do have enemies who can give chase by teleporting.
Those dumb worms.
The worms can do it now. It used to just be specific enemies named phasers, and the act is called phasing in the game. But yeah, now just little worms have it. It's kind of obnoxious.
Because when I think of like an enemy that will pursue me until the ends of the earth in order to make me face it and come to terms with it, I think of a dumb worm that pops out of a pirate after I've killed it.
Vengeance.
The Vengeant Worm. This worm has undying. An undying worm. Okay, I should level up, but I should also... Actually, should I level up? Should I just go turn this 60 grand into pine resin? Like, am I better off investing in having health right now, or better off investing into having damage?
Well, we did want damage for some reason.
Yeah, I'm also very fragile. Wait, I thought I had more Twinkling Titanite. Huh. I'm gonna go for health. And then I'm gonna go after the Rotten.
Yeah, let's mess him up. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, I can have a lot of health actually, as it turns out. Okay, can I get up to how much agility can I squeeze out of this? Because that also gives me some health. The next breakpoint is 96.
This area was useless. Ah, the old procedure.
Give myself an extra frame of roll.
I never understood that. Oh my god. I think I started out baffled and remained baffled.
The short answer is more better.
Yeah.
I kind of understand. I don't hate adaptability, because I understand what they were going for.
I basically hate it. I'm gonna make no bones about that. hate it because it prevents you from ever learning. Like, it's no longer a question of like observing the movements of yourself and the boss. It's your movements, the boss's movements, and whatever your adaptability allows. Just freakishly frustrating. So something that was safe before is safe no longer. That kind of thing. It's too many data points, you know? Like, it's already hard enough to figure out, like, roll timings on things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard enough. They clearly didn't ever
Fuck!
made Dark Souls 2. Oh, that's a place to stand.
I rolled when I landed and rolled off and fell. Now, the roll isn't impossible to understand. You just have to know what the gears that make it are. And the only way to know that is to read a wiki.
Maybe that's the part that...
Yeah, that's the part you don't like.
Like.
Which... Yeah. I understand what they were trying to do, though. Is take the most powerful thing in the other games and sort of reel it in whatever way they could. I kind of think they definitely went overboard on that, though, which is why in this game you are so slow and trundly. I had listened to Dectalon talk about this game, and he was saying that you moved so fast compared to everything else that it was just a game about moving, and I thought we were living on different planets. I guess if you're slow and trundly and every enemy is also slow and trundly, that could be true.
I didn't feel particularly fast when I played the game. Certainly not compared to other Souls games.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Shit. I mean, yeah, once I finally learned about double cestus, that felt pretty fast. It's like, that's all we got, though.
That fall wasn't safe. Of these... I don't know. I'll try the other path this time, I guess. The path that leads to the one door. I think I've made hollowing a little worse on myself because the miracle lady who moves the path for you, you have to pay her to do it.
Sure.
I thought that maybe since souls would be a precious resource in this run, I should kill her. And that worked out great, because she just drops the key that changes the door for you. So if you just kill her...
Yes, only one truly possessed of the love of the gods can...
Yeah. Of the Rotunda Lockstone. Is one possessed of that. However, I think it did increase my sin. No, my sin currently says none. I guess I haven't sinned. Because sinning, the higher you sin, the more hollow you get. Like
Really?
The lower your health bar can go. And at max level
Holy crap.
At max level sin, you can be like quartered or thirded.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. I never sinned!
Mm-hmm.
I was free of sin, and so I never learned that this was a mechanic. That is amazing.
I forgot how you... No, I do know how to get where I'm going.
As usual, I think Dectalon is just wrong.
That's
It's very easy for me to say that because I find him personally reprehensible and his opinions generally distasteful. But that's more of a personal grudge.
Yeah, I don't advertise such an opinion.
I do. I'm free with it. Yeah.
But I think...
He earned that back when Medibot and I were playing Mega Man Rainbow Edition, whatever the hell that is. Forget what it was called, truly.
Doesn't sound like anything to me.
It was a ROM hack, not a ROM hack. It was a fan project, and it had things, and Dectalon had some opinions about it because, of course, because it's a Mega Man game. He plays all of them.
What's in that chest over there? I don't think I can actually get to it. I'll try, though.
He may have been one of the originators of taste for being told what to do. I think I always would have somehow disliked that.
The
Actually,
Ash...
merely accelerated this.
Oh, okay, Ash Knuckle Ring. I thought this was the other Knuckle Ring, the one that, gives you...
The shit is this?
petrification resistance. Well, I was thinking it was the one that might give you... trying to find the words. Use my words. Item durability. Increases... keeps your items from degrading as quickly.
Hey, I got a rune! I have a new capability now. Hooray. It has been an age.
That's how they measure ages. The distance between runes.
This is good. This is the first bit of progress that I have made in Dead Cells. In months, actually, right? Because this is the new patch. And I had already made as much progress as possible for the last 2 patches.
Yeah, that is something that I know I've done that before, because I have I have one early access game, I think. I think I only have one. It is Subnautica, which is a game about... if you think about a game that Rosella would dislike the most, it might be this, because you spend 95% of the time underwater.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you crash land on an alien planet. That's an ocean world. And you kind of have to, like, solve a... like, just, like, survive there. It's basically a survival game, which I guess is somewhat of a cliche at this point. That floor that collapses there that cushions your fall does not come back.
What? Why? We need it.
I did need it, and I did not have it. I think there's a way of doing it without that, but I've only ever made that drop once in a play file before, because usually you hit the bonfire down there. We're back here. Back in the things betwixt. You know what? I want to do something while I'm here.
What are we gonna do?
I'm going to trade a prism stone to the bird.
That's worth what? A large shard? They have.
Prism stones are the lowest tier of thing you can give them. And generally you're going to get very bad things for them.
Oh right, they have little tables that...
I got a homeward bone, which is above par. I think you can still get okay rewards for prism stones, but you get the you're opened up to the lowest table, which is the majority of the time. What the best thing you can get from a prism stone is a humanity. Well, I can use humanities more than I can use prism stones, so I accept.
Human effigies. Ah. That is something that I wish were more consistent between the Souls games. They seem to want to move the goalposts for what it means to be human.
Well, there's Of the 4 games, there are 4 different items that do what the do what it does.
Wait, 4 games?
In Demon Souls. Oh no, okay, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, it's 5 then. Yeah, 5. As Demon Souls has the, what are they called? Purge Stone? Something Stone? I don't know.
Right. But I mean, 1 and 3 are directly story linked.
Mm-hmm.
So presumably the world should have very similar rules, and in most cases they do. It's just we don't, they wanted Ember to be a thing now, and
Yes.
they've kind of changed fundamentally what you are, which is fine, and I'm sure has in-world explanations and all.
Kind of. I think they forgot to put in an explanation for what being an ashen, unkindled ash was. The only reason anyone knows is because of the director just saying what it was.
Oh, whoops.
They forgot. Basically, the explanation is a unkindled ash is a hollow that tried to link the fire but didn't have the right stuff for it, so they got, turned to ash. But because hollows can't die, you can still come back from that. Okay, my goal for this stream is to beat the hollow. No, not the hollow, the rotten. The hollow. Who's the hollow in this game?
Rotten hollow.
It's me. I'm the rotten hollow. I usually like these streams to be about 2 hours long, and frankly, I think in the 1 hour and 57 minutes that it has been, that thinking I'll beat the rotten within 2 hours is somewhat hopeful, but you gotta aspire to something, right? Nope. That is hella death I've just incurred.
No, blah. Death by curse again.
Curse.
Maybe it's time for me to pack it in for the game that I am playing as well. Crud. That was only safe with the gear, and I didn't have it. I should have thought more about that.
I will once again trade with the crows. Maybe I didn't get Sin for killing that NPC because she's actually a bad guy. She just wasn't a bad guy yet. Because she is an NPC you, through the course of the game, can just kill. Like, there's a quest line to kill her.
That is something that the old Souls games could still do way better, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Like
NPC
how their
lines.
quest line work.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, this game is the least fuck-upable. You can still fuck them up, but the only hard requirement is that you summon them for boss fights. You can screw up the Grey Rat quest very, very easily by doing things a little out of order.
That's a pity.
If you don't talk to Siegmeyer and then beat the Pontiff before sitting at the Irithyll dungeon bonfire, then Grey Rat will just die. Why am I going this way? I'm on autopilot. Ceres isn't that rude. granted, I noticed the summon sign for her my first time through, so I was, like, I saw it on the bridge. That is kind of rude. There's not a whole lot of, bless you. There's not a whole lot of, hinting that you need to get summoned to her world to help her fight, Dragon Slayer boy.
Right. I don't know. I appreciate that the whole point of the game really is to make the player work for everything. But could we, I don't know, like, have any kind of hint that what I'm supposed to do, or where,
That would be nice. Just kind of,
and also make it so that like the quests don't break at random, or have event flags that are weird and perverse.
That's definitely a Dark Souls 1 problem. But,
Yeah.
Part of it is that these games are already hard, and one kind of thing that is hard but not difficult, or rather, I guess, not easy to do, but not, is just not knowing, just keeping information from the player. Like, that is technically difficult to achieve, but it's not hard. It doesn't test your skill at all. It tests your... Usually it tests your dumb luck. I guess it tests your perception.
And now I know you've been reworking a Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 rules that
Why? Because I...
you referred to perception as a real world quality.
What? Like your ability to perceive things.
No, I get it, but
frankly, the
No,
system I've been working on does very little to skills. So really, it's just proof that I've played Dungeons and Dragons before.
yeah.
Specifically, that I've played a lot of Pathfinder because I used perception instead of spot and listen.
Oh, they did bind those up, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. I thought about stealing 13th Age's skill system, but decided against it because I like points too much. Yeah, here's how you get down here. Yeah, 13th Age is a pretty okay game. I enjoyed playing it. It's not super great if you like Dungeons and Dragons for being a board game, because they simplify a lot. Like, there's no grid. You're just either adjacent to something, can get something in one move, or can't get somewhere in one move. Ah, hello. Hello, Whimsicare.
Sounds like it's made for telephone sessions, really.
That's probably something.
Yeah.
One of their things was they wanted it to be very story-based, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Oh my god. That was quite the explosion.
But at the same time, that game purports to have a not great amount of the stupid things to keep track of problem D&D games can have, but no, it totally has it. You have a million different things you have access to at any given time. Had fun, though. So I was a monk. I did not suck.
That is something that Pathfinder can offer.
Or not many 3.5 games can offer monks that don't suck.
Yeah. When I played Magical Tea Time with Fairies, the costume fairy adventures, that was pretty good. I mean, it set out to create a system that was more freeform and more about like bullshitting your way into things working, but that was because that was the whole point. That seemed like okay.
Yeah.
And like once you got the flow of things, it wasn't that hard. Just
What
roll with it.
was it like one of those D6 systems? I've seen those before.
Yeah, it did. It did use six-sided dice. Um, I don't know if I would call it a system exactly. Mostly, what you were doing was trying to tag as many properties of yourself, your opponent, and your environment as possible. And so, if you were wearing a costume that had like some keywords on it that were relevant to your situation, you would say, I will use this property of my thing to
I'm dead.
help me out. And that would be like the number of dice you're allowed to roll is how many things you tag.
Uh-huh.
And success is getting like in general, if you didn't have an opponent, it's getting a 2. You wanted to go pretty much as low as I forget how it worked exactly. Like you needed to get at least 2. Getting a 6 was bad because it would give you magic, and it would give your game master trouble, and they could use trouble to make bad things happen to you. But yeah, it had this kind of weird counting to it. I forget exactly what it was. But like you didn't want to get 6, and you wanted to get at least 2. Or no, you wanted to get at least your. That's right. You wanted to get at least your skill in it. Right? So if I had a 4 in something, then 1, 2, 3, or 4 would count. That's how that worked.
Yeah, that sounds like some D6 systems I've used, where it's all based on
It was pretty.
number.
It was pretty clever, and there's hardly any math ever, right? So if you don't want to do a lot of like calculation, then it's pretty perfect. It's just sort of like roll a bunch of stuff, count up. Like you only need 1 success. You need like 1 number that's lower than 4 if you're really good. So on. Yeah, but the challenge for whatever you were doing was entirely up to you, like what you were trying to do to this bit. And fairies are magic, and they're made of like cotton candy and dark steel, and so nothing truly bad can ever happen.
Oh,
It's
certainly.
squished in cartoonish ways, and it's still fine. So
Nothing bad can happen to fairies.
yeah,
Really, in the same way, it's kind of like a Dark Souls character. Really, what's the worst thing that can happen? You die? Who cares? And my new lore is that I'm playing as a fairy.
well, there you have it.
I'll have to get the Mothwing outfit if I can, which actually does really weird things to your jumps. Okay, we won't say fairy, because I am a rotting meat costume. How about a boggart?
You could be a goblin.
A gerblin?
Goblins were a kind of fairy in Costume Fairy Adventures.
I'm a gerblin. Oh, when's the last time a player character has ever become a hostile, violent monster? Except every time, I guess. I did encounter someone whose name was Sticky Keys, so really, there are hostile, violent monsters here.
This world is host to monsters too dark to comprehend.
I'd make it a better Bloodborne character then. So you got to the Ringed City. Did you ever do the Ashes of Ariandel DLC? The one where you just go to the church in Dark Souls 3.
Go to the church.
Like the
Was
cathedral.
that the Cold Land?
Yeah, the Cold Land.
Yeah, no, I haven't done the Cold Land yet.
It's got the best slash worst boss in the game. Really, it depends on your perspective.
And not the same person, I hope.
Well, no, they are the same. It's the same boss fight.
Oh, jeez.
Unequivocally, the hardest boss in the game. It's up to you to decide if it's hard in an extremely fun way or hard in an extremely dumb way. I think it's probably both.
Well, I'll find out.
I fell down. I found a new hole to fall down.
Hooray! Maybe not actually good, come to think. Oh, whoops.
Okay, that's the actual worst thing about Pathfinder is Squirrel Token brought up Inquisitors. The first appeal of Pathfinder was, okay, nobody who plays Pathfinder wants to play 4th edition because it feels too different. But the main problem with 3.5 is that it was dumb and bloated and there were too many source books.
Yep.
So the whole idea of original Pathfinder was there was one book. You just had to get one book. Just the one. Not even like a player manual.
It was a gigantic book.
It was
and
big.
I think they still managed to rope in Wayne Reynolds.
Oh, they got Wayne Reynolds everywhere all over that book. He draws the majority of the art.
God damn it.
But
guys, you have made a profound error.
But it's like, you only need one book. It's got the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Player's Handbook in it. You only need one. And then now, it's just as, if not more, polluted than Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 ever was. So...
What's that? You either die the hero or you live enough to see yourself become the monster.
Indeed.
Oh, what a terrible quote, and still somehow accurate. Oh, jeez.
To say it was Nietzsche who said it. He said something like that. That was stupider, but we can put this one on him.
Well, thanks for that, Frederick. Ready. 5 Nights at Frederick Nietzsche's. Oh man, that reminds me that I have to make my game theory.
Ooh, your game theory?
Yes.
What is your game theory?
That would be spoiling it.
Ah, okay.
It's not complete. I need time.
So look forward to. My name is Kaz's Game Theory. It's his theory about game theory.
It's my theory about game theory.
I'm glad that I will soon be forcing humans to play my bastardized system, though, because it is a system that I made knowing I was the only one who wanted to play it, but being the one who made it would never play my own game.
Right.
But if I could make someone else play it and possibly enjoy it. You know, I think me and you can perfectly empathize with this point, come to think.
Indeed! However did you decide that I was such a person who could empathize with it?
Well, actually, it's how we met. In personhood, we were familiar with each other. Like, I was a zoo patron before that, but I was one of the zoo patrons who volunteered for Star Troid.
I thought we had more to do with one another before that, but you might actually be right.
I had hollered at Jins a lot.
Man, now I feel bad. That's a terrible way to begin any friendship.
What?
Even worse, because I never actually finished the damn
No,
thing.
I think I still have my character sheet, though.
I remember you had a character sheet that you uploaded to like a monster.com or equivalent, and you got child callbacks.
Yes.
Fictitious person.
Yes, I did do that because we didn't have a really good place to keep like PDF character sheets, and we didn't have a character sheet yet. So I was like, what if I just used a resume? And you know what? It actually worked really well. It was good for being a character sheet. It was a resume. It was Cooper Kazan's resume.
Oh my god.
And
Well, I think I've overhauled the rules since then.
yeah, so it probably wouldn't work. But oh no, that wasn't it. What it was is I made a resume as like the in-game like application of this character to the company, to the space mercenary company,
Right.
and I
Everyone
got
is a space mercenary. That's why I get to send everyone on missions.
and I got content. They'd send emails saying we're Cooper Kazan. We are interested in. This impossible
Oh my
name
god,
for a space pirate.
right. He filled it with all this like generic work word kind of stuff. Oh, it was pretty precious.
Well, it had buzzwords in it. Well, how else do you get?
Yep.
You got to do that. But
I'm not sure you do. Yeah, like one of the ingenious things of what I came up with was forcing all of the players to be part of a mercenary company so that I wouldn't have to deal with everyone all at once. And like, if 3 of you went on a mission, then that was a unit of a session, right? And I didn't need everyone to be there. I could just get any 3 people and say, "All right, we've got a job for you."
I'm kind of doing the same thing, except as just like the campaign, not actually baked into the rules or anything. And it's just
Right.
so that I can force it to be episodic. One of the thing about the campaign I'm working along with this is just I want it to be based on a central hub. Like I want it to be the town that it takes place in to almost be a character too. And it's probably just because one thing I've gotten tired of in D&D over the years is the globe trotting you always end up doing, where you're just constantly traveling.
Mm.
So NPCs usually they disappear. They live in this town, and then when you leave that town, you never see them again.
Man, it's really frustrating to know that wall jumping exists and not know how to do it or where to get it. What a wonderful frustration you guys have invented.
I think I am going to effigy here. But I'm going to go to the next area so I do not get locked out of. Actually, I don't think I can be invaded down here. Oh yeah, this hole gave me 20 life gems, and I'm already below where I started. But it's okay.
I need to up your luck stat, get more life gems.
I just
Just
died.
turn it into demon souls.
I died immediately because instead of using my healing moss first, I used my life gem first, which was not good enough. Also, your health continues to go down from poison even while you're going through a fog wall.
That seems unfair, but it also seems completely consistent with what
Everything.
Dark Souls 2 is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But sometimes the rotten just like spins forever away from you. Now, if I take my time through that area, I cannot possibly see how it would be better than running through it. All the same, if I could somehow keep myself from getting poisoned... Well, there's so many shots everywhere. And there's so many enemies there, and engaging with enemies will just drain my resources rather than get me anything. So I think try dashing through is just the way it has to go.
I approve of this plan. I invented that plan for my first playthrough of Dark Souls. It took me something like 70 hours to do that. 70. Anyhow, a lot of hours. And, yeah, eventually worked.
It's definitely a turning point in one's Dark Souls career when they figure out that try dashing through will work most of the time. You... I shouldn't block against the rotten. Well, you can, but I don't think I should. His attacks are easy enough to dodge that I should just try that. One thing worth mentioning, since I've got time to fill, today will mark the end of Bloodvember.
Ooh.
A time where I just decided to stream for 30 days every day. There were a couple days where I didn't stream, but it's because I was recording videos.
Wow. What, if I may ask, what brought about Bloodvember?
Whim. I just got home from work one day and was like, hey, what if I streamed every day for a month? And then I did. Yeah, I can use the Primal Bonfire, or I can use the bonfire down here to, like, tag myself to it. But then if I die, I can't think of a worse fate than if I died with this bonfire being my tagged bonfire for the rest of the game, you know? That seems truly bad.
That's a way to stick yourself places.
Just to permanently be in the gutter.
Okay, well, getting back to whoever had told me that I was wrong in what I thought the boss was called, I just got to him again, and he's called the Watcher, so there.
Hey. Yeah, there is one by the Rotten, except in Scholar of the First Sin, there is a petrified man sitting in front of that bonfire. Oh, this Sentient Spirit does have a scimitar attack. The one-handed running attack is the scimitar one-handed running attack. I guess it would be okay to tag one of these bonfires if I intended to now tag the Mahula bonfire. But it feels too early to use that. Okay. You're probably not wrong, but I'm not super convinced you're right either, and the opportunity cost is too high. Should I be using a ring other than this ring now? I guess I can use the Ring of Restoration, sure. Okay, Rodden. Okay, damage here is not super bad. Not super great either. I wonder if I just want to poke him instead of using the Twin Blade moveset. Do an attack. Yeah, I think poking here is better. Ooh, plus that crit damage. Or that critical. Where you do damage to hit him while he's in an attacking frame. Counter, that's what it's called. This is the fight. It never really gets any more complex than this.
Come on. God, this guy takes forever.
You mean yours or mine?
Mine.
You would not be wrong in either assessment,
I'm afraid,
I don't think.
I'm afraid I'm a little busy with my nonsense to pay that much attention to yours. Oh, jeez. And I'm gonna die before I kill him.
I killed mine.
Oh my god. I need, like, a hit.
That over there.
I did it.
Yay!
Ooh, we both won!
Hey,
Hey!
I think that item over there is just a fire seed, so I do not care.
Alright, now I get to learn if they have created content after this boss. Did they do it?
If this is a sublime bone ash, I can't make use of it.
Oh.
Oh, it's a
Buddy boy
petrified
still doesn't.
something. Petrified something I can make use of.
What's, remind me what the petrified something is?
It is a Trocraden. Yeah, the Trocraden item. Yeah, that's
The Trocraden.
the Trocraden item. Tell me how good at English I am again,
You're
Kaz.
sliding somewhat. Item once wielded by the legendary Trocraden.
So
A
yeah,
Craven Trow.
so you are allowed to
shit.
use primal bonfires because otherwise, if you had no homeward bones and had sat down at the gutter, you would be unable to leave the area unless the primal bonfire let you out.
Oh ha, that's cute. They have statues of guys who look like guys while the fog is around to fool you. Oh man, that's the first clever thing that this game has done. Ooh, it also has guys that I haven't met yet. That. Oh wow.
I think I am going to go buy some lightning pine resin. Thank you, Cobalty.
Alright, I need to find the fog machine and destroy it.
Kaz is playing Dead Cells. He's just here on the horn, so I have someone to talk to while I walk from the thing betwixt back to the boss fight I died to. Did I hear Shacktool?
Yep.
I love Shacktool.
Yep, we love Shacktool. He's a good cat.
I don't care if he's a good cat, he's a large cat, and that's better.
He's quite large. Ah, I love my big boy. I am permanently ruined for, like, understanding cat size. Because every cat that everyone has that I meet is like, oh man,
Just like big and
this
fat
cat
and
is so
large.
tiny, right? Like
Mm.
they're. I just presume that all cats should be the size that Shaktool is.
Ought to get yourself some Norwegian forest cats then, because they are large.
I don't really need to do that. Man, I can
Or get all your
keep getting
friends to get them. How about that?
maybe. Although I will say, if you at all can, you should adopt a pet. Like go to the nearby shelter, pick out a pet. They most shelters need to get rid of their stock humanely, and the best way to do it is to find them homes.
Find them homes. I don't know how
Aha.
much digging Shaktool does.
He does very little digging. He loves to scratch at the sides of things, but you know.
I guess Shaktool kind of does that.
Yep.
He does scratch at the sides of the walls with his crushing arms.
Oh wait, this had skull below. Oh, whoops. Shit. Well, time to tangle. Who are you? Great.
Gonna go buy some damage.
Hope you've learned your parry timing, nerd.
You probably have. You said the parry timing was kind of easy.
It's extremely generous in this game. Still, this is like my final exam.
Killed that ghost man. I hate Phantom Ghost Man. How many? I'm gonna buy 20 pine resins. Say that's a good number. And then I'm gonna buy life gems. And then I'll maybe level up once. Yeah, the run was the first Lord Soul. I guess I could go do the Sinner. Like, I have the Salt Fort unlocked, uncorked. And I would leave the Iron Keep for last.
Alright, well, I now can wall jump, sort of. Cactpot time, I gotta go.
Yep. What time?
It's time for the Cactpot.
Is it a Cactuar pot?
Yes, it is a thing in the Final Fantasy XIV.
I was just about to stop streaming anyways, because I
That's perfect timing.
I had achieved my goal. So thank you for joining us, everybody. As I trade this prism stone to this bird to obtain a small yellow burr.
I still think what you were doing is quite daft, but I do appreciate it.
I remain convinced that yes, it is. That's why I think I named the when I tweeted the last stream out, it was one of the worst ideas conceivable. It's Bonfireless Dark Souls 2. So we're gonna go level up, buy some healing gems. Kaz is gonna go do the Cactuar pot.
You can't. This is transformational too. You can level up. You could.
Yeah,
the Iron Maiden, the Emerald Maiden, who may or may not also be Iron.
Iron Maiden. Yeah, Iron Maiden is the one who levels you up. You don't level up to it.
Right.
Really, you only level up at bonfires in one game.
Yeah, wild.
Every other time, it's some lady of varying quality.
They decided they like them the ladies. Oh, and look at this. I'm already in the Manderville Gold Saucer. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me, Kaz. And thanks for joining me too, viewer at home. I'm gonna eat the soul of the rotten and level up some more.
Well, I hope you get a different snack too, because I know that the soul of the rotten is not very nourishing.
Crunchy! This is 25 grand. One day, Burned Head will say Numba Yoko correctly. And on that day, I will not point it out because I will have missed it. Alright, how many more levels can I get? Seek lest. Do I want to go deeper into agility?
I have no idea what is a good thing to level up in that game. You have me completely at a loss. I am the
I want one more agility, which means I need maybe 2 more adaptability. Because agility is a derived statistic. Requires 6,000 souls to level up? You don't say. Okay, I require how many souls to level up? Apparently 99 is the breakpoint for agility.
Alright, I'll catch you later, mate.
Goodbye, Kaz. And do I have enough souls? Maybe. I don't think this is 300 souls. 69. Very nice. Now watch this not be enough to get to... We got there, kids. Spent down to our bottom dollar. To get... How many iframes do I have with this much agility? 12. Little 0.4 of a second. Anyways, thank you all for joining me in this Bonfireless Dark Souls 2. I have decided that I want my Estus back, so thanks for joining. If you like the stream, please tell a friend whenever I start streaming. I'll always love to get new viewers. I see some new faces in the chat tonight, or people who might not have come back for a while, so I say thank you for joining us. And if you like the stream, consider telling somebody about it. Good night.